Good evening, friends, and welcome to Littleport Christian Spiritualists. I'll get it right one day. That's the one. There we go. Welcome, everyone. Good to see you all. Welcome back to another action-packed, fun-filled, uplifting, but truly and deeply spiritual connection for all of us this Thursday night. Of course, you might not be watching on Thursday night, so you're welcome anyway, and it's going to be at some point evening somewhere, so I get away with saying good evening every week. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Well, friends, in a few moments, we are going to welcome our medium for the evening. She's a very good friend of ours, Alison Aaron-Stead. She's been on the live services before, and she's back with us this Thursday night. And of course, we will have a word or two from Reverend Lynn Gibbs-Swart, who is, yes, I got it right. It was Gibbs-Swart. She's had so many changes of names in the 20 odd years that I've known her. I get confused sometimes. I think I'm allowed that as well. Reverend Lynn will be on with us in the not too distant future, of course, for a word or two of philosophical debate, update, and interest. And she's got a very nice looking screen today, different angle and some lovely flowers in there, because I like to remind everyone that I can see you all still whilst you are sitting in the waiting room. So just please behave yourselves. And if you are going to pick up a bottle of something a little bit naughty, my address can be sent to you in the PM. But on to the evening, because we've got Hannah and Sam with Bully sitting in the wings. We've got Penny and Alan sitting in the wings ready for a reading. And we've got our recipients of messages also waiting in the wings. So without further delay, I would like to start by sharing some news, some updates, and a word or two from myself, because I don't get very often a chance to say anything these days, let's be honest with you. It's an action-packed evening. So we have all been waiting very much to get back into the village hall so that we can start our personal services again. And I've always promised that we will continue to do online. Now we have the rule of 6, although religious groupings are not applicable to that rule. Church groups, religious groups are able to meet and are not stuck to that rule of 6. Unfortunately, we're the only group that uses the hall that are a religious group. So there's going to be another little delay, but I will keep everyone informed as to when we're going to get back together. And as soon as I know, you will all know. What we need to do is pray for a miracle, really. And that's something that's been very much in my mind for the last 7 days, actually. One of the things that you're taught when you're learning about the philosophy of spiritualism, and certainly when you're developing as a medium to come up onto the platform, is that we must all heed the messages of spirit that come into our daily lives. And literally 7 days ago, and plus 2 hours, I was talking to a couple of members of our congregation about Sathya Sai Baba, who was very renowned in his day and still is for his work with healing. And of course, anyone who's heard the name Sathya Sai Baba will have probably heard the phrase vibhuti powder. And there is a bit of a story behind that one day I'm sure Lynn will tell on one of her short talks that she does randomly throughout the week. And of course, I get messages, and I get a lot of messages throughout the week from people. And one of the messages that I actually got literally a few hours ago was a request for healing from a young lady who is in hospital, and she's had a couple of miscarriages, and she's 2 months pregnant, and the baby is already very poorly. And I was asked if I would send healing, and I said, well, let's go one step further. I'll give it a mention tonight, and when we send out our healing thoughts, we will all send out to her, because I know you guys, I know you will, because that's what we do. But this particular story struck a few heartstrings for me, because plus 5 miscarriages and go back 42 years, that woman was my mother. And 42 years ago, I was that baby. So miracles can happen in our lifetime, and miracles do happen in our lifetime. And one of the things that I have learnt over the last few years doing this job is that you've only got to ask. We don't always get what we expect, and we don't always get what we want, but we always get what we need. And that is something that we should always consider. The thing about scripture and the thing about the teachings of Christianity is that it was written a very long time ago, and not in this language of which I speak right now. And words can be confused and mixed up and messed up. We are told as spiritualists that we are unable to speak for the world of spirit by orthodoxy and those who follow strictly the words of scripture. But as anyone who has watched one of our most popular videos a few weeks back, when Reverend Lynn was talking about Adam and Eve and yogurt pots, you will know that when it comes to scripture, it's all in the point of looking into your own inner heart and taking from it the true meaning. For example, we're all told that we should say the Lord's Prayer by rote, but Jesus actually said say something like this when being asked about how to pray. And we as spiritualists also know that he was an excellent medium and one of the best healers the universe has ever known. So he's always a good one to call upon. And when more than 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, he will be there, because he's in spirit and he is spirit and he is able to help us. So there's no reason why spiritualists cannot call upon a spirit. The spirit, there's quite a few of them up there that we call upon. So there's plenty of help at hand for those in need. But the most important thing to remember is that thing about language and words. You see, we are also told that, and in actual fact, it's something Lynn referenced when we were talking before the service. She said about people being able to communicate for themselves. I was inspired to read a passage today. The information pertains to what Jesus did between the crucifixion and his rising again, where he is said to have gone to purgatory and limbo and hell. We don't talk about that very often, if not at all, but sometimes it's worth a mention just for the heck of it, because it's all about the words. And we are told that Jesus went to limbo and purgatory, and that it was at that point that inspiration from spirit was no longer accessible because everyone had gone up to heaven. Well, let's put it another way, shall we? Let's look at it from a spiritualist perspective. Throughout the life of Jesus Christ on this earth, he taught people how to communicate with the world of spirit. When he passed on the cross, he went to a place where there were many souls, and he taught them. And it is actually in scripture, he taught them. Well, he taught them how to come halfway down and meet us and communicate with us, because there are many levels of spirit. And so if Jesus taught them to come halfway and taught us to come halfway, the time of mass interest in revelation had ended. He ended it for the special few and made it possible for the many. In fact, not just the many, but the all. So that we are all able to communicate with spirit and contact for ourselves. Because that is the lesson that he taught, and that is the lesson that we must all learn. You don't need people like me. You need yourself, and you need the world of spirit. We're just here to facilitate that development of your own. So speaking of that development, there's a lady sitting in the wings waiting who has done that work of development. And her name is Alison Aaron-Stead. Come on up, love. Where are you? Good evening.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, sweetie?
I'm very good, thank you, Nick. How are you?
I'm fabulous. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you. Just trying to, which way do I go? That way?
Do you know, it's really confusing, isn't it? You don't know which way to go. Sounds a bit like life, really, doesn't it? But it's really, really great to have you back on, my darling. Always a pleasure. And so what have you been up to?
Oh, gosh. What have I been doing? I've been doing quite a bit of writing. I've been doing some keep fits, or trying to. I've just a bit of this and a bit of that, really. Some readings. Doing what I do. So
Brilliant.
I find it difficult talking about myself. So
That's all right. I'll stop asking then. But all I'll say is, as Churchill would have put it, you've been KBOing, and we'll leave it at that.
okay.
I'll tell you after the service. I'm not allowed to say it during.
You'll have to.
Well, thank you for coming on, my love. And
My pleasure.
it's that time of the evening, friends. Let's bring her up with a lovely adjusted angle and a lovely flowers. The principal minister of the New Christian Spiritualist Society, Reverend Lynn Gibb de Swart. And yes, I did get it right. Good evening.
Hi, Lynn.
Good evening to you, Alison, and good evening, Right Reverend Nick. And, it sounded a bit dreadful, actually, when you said I had so many names. I mean, I'm sure I've been called so many names, but it really has only been two, because,
That's true.
if you think about it, first of all, I was guest de Swart, and now I am Gibb de Swart, for actually the same reason, because I got married.
So that makes three.
So people do tend to... I'm not even going there. Of all the people who are argumentative, you are probably the worst.
Yes.
You're probably the worst pupil I ever had.
Thank you.
It's terrible. And however, as you've asked me to speak, I'll say a few words, if I may. Interestingly, yes, it all links up with the words that you have said. And miracles, of course, have been uppermost in my mind. And because of circumstances, I've been asking for a miracle where we can give healing, send out healing, render healing. We know as spiritualists that healing is channeled through us, and it does get acted upon when we ask for it for people. But however, we know that in extremis, in dire situations, we can only ask for what we call a miracle. And of course, as you, Reverend Nick, said, there have often been miracles, and the big miracle worker of all, and I'm not denigrating Satya Sai Baba at all in this, as he would know, but the biggest miracle worker of all was, of course, Jesus, who you mentioned. And again, he did not speak English. He spoke either Aramaic or Hebrew, and his name in that language was Yeshua. And that actually means the rescuer in Hebrew. And of course, he was the rescuer for so many, and continues to be the rescuer. And some people translate that as savior. The great healer, the Holy Spirit. Now, the thing is this, that at the moment, we're coming up to a time when scholars have decided, they've made their calculations, of course, and they have decided that he was born around the time of early October in the Jewish calendar year, which is the only one he knew, and his parents, 3,758. So 3,758 years counted from what was designated as the time of creation. And usually people would be named for the festival that they were nearest. So perhaps being called the rescuer was to do with it being the new year, because that is the nearest festival to the date of his birth, and also following the New Year festival, 10 days after that, comes the very serious festival of Yom Kippur, or the Day of Atonement for sins. So you see, his name would actually point to the fact that he was born at that time, and the time is now. It is actually the Jewish New Year coming up tomorrow night, which is tomorrow night at sundown through Saturday and Sunday until Sunday sunset. And so you see, we're actually, we can think that we are actually talking about a time just around the time when Yeshua, or Jesus, was actually born, and not, of course, the December 25th festival that was hijacked, really, by the Romans, who are very clever at that sort of thing, who turned a pagan festival, the midwinter solstice, into the birth of the Saviour God, who is, of course, Jesus, Yeshua. So I'm sure you might find that interesting. And the other thing is this, that we talk about creation, and the Jewish New Year, the festival nearest to when Jesus was born, celebrates creation, and that God created human beings. And of course, in the Bible, as we have already said, and we know, it says Adam and Eve. But we can say as spiritualists that, of course, that's symbolic for human beings. And you don't have to have many human beings to beget hundreds, thousands, and millions of human beings. We all know that. I've been responsible for the begetting of quite a few. I begat 6 children, and then they had children, and then they had children. So you see, I'm responsible for a lot of people walking about this planet right now. And as my forebears were, and as yours were. And you see, if we trace it all the way back, we can come back to that little nucleus of people that God created and gave his spirit into and motivated those people. And when Jesus came along, he explained lots of things to all of us, that we can all give healing. We can all, speak to God. We can all have that spirit, and we are all spirit within our bodies. And one of the things that I wanted to say most was that it's all right for somebody like me, somebody like Reverend Nick, somebody like Alison, and all the other mediums, who have developed their abilities to actually be able to communicate with that spirit world and loved ones over there. And indeed, we could say loved ones, we can talk about the higher entities like our guides and healing physicians and helpers over there. And it's so wonderful to be able actually to communicate with your own loved ones, people that have passed over, that you can ask for help still when you are suffering down here. You can actually ask your parents, you can ask your loved ones, maybe husbands, wives, partners. You can ask them for help. Now, I thought to myself, it's so important to be able to do that, because as much as you may be wanting to give healing and stay strong and all the rest of it, when you yourself are having problems with your family, perhaps there's somebody very ill that you want to receive that healing, and when you feel very alone in that. And it's wonderful to be able to send out our thoughts as mediums and know that there are people over there who also love that person that you are trying to ask for healing for. And they are very real to us, because we have developed our faculties to that extent that we're able to pierce that veil that otherwise hides them from view and hides them from our sight and our hearing. And I thought how much importance we should put to educating the public, for want of a better word, the population of the world, so that they themselves could train their mental abilities in order to increase their frequency of vibration while they're down here, in order to be able to contact those living in those spirit dimensions that will give them so much help and succor, and would help them to move forward and help their loved ones too. Just think if everybody knew what we know, that everybody knew that loved ones were close to them, just like they are. When Jesus died on that cross, he said to his disciples, his followers, before he left to be executed, because he knew in advance that was what was happening to him, he said to them, I will come back as the Comforter. I will come back as the Holy Spirit. And we understand that as spiritualists, that when people are in spirit, they're able to be everywhere at once, and they're able to comfort, and they're able to heal. And it would be so wonderful, wouldn't it, if everybody understood exactly what we understand and could know that their loved ones are standing by and looking after those that they care about down here, and particularly if they have a particularly difficult situation facing them, perhaps, what we would call a life-threatening situation for whatever reason, and to know that they could ask, and also to know that sometimes miracles do happen, and more frequently than not. And it isn't just a sort of a flippity gibbet idea. Oh yes, we'll have a miracle or something. It's something real. If you look in the Bible, which is our reference book, you can see many, many, many instances of miracles, and those miracles haven't finished by any means. They still continue, and we are still able to access all those wonderful helpers in the world of spirit, and we can, of course, access Jesus himself, Yeshua, the great comforter, the rescuer. So I would just sort of ask all of us who are mediums and who are able to reach out and teach others, to set up their circles, to go online and teach people what we know, without being patronizing and without using very long words or making it very difficult. Because this is just a simple thing. We're born, we are spiritual beings, we're beings of spirit, and we have that contact with spirit that we can develop to the betterment of ourselves as well as our fellow human beings. And we shouldn't leave out the animals either at this point. So there you are. And this year it's going to be 5,781 tomorrow night there. So Jesus himself was born in 3,758, right? And it's going to be 5,781. He would understand that. He may not understand that they made a new calendar, but then it would be quite difficult to shoot rockets to the moon on the Jewish calendar, because it all depends on the moon itself. It's a lunar calendar. So the months and the dates shift, which is a little bit alarming if you're not used to it, but as we know. So I hope that I've given you a little bit of food for thought. I would like to wish you a happy new year, a Shana Tova, as Jesus would have said, Yeshua himself. And I hope that everything that you wish for comes true. And, like in Disney, when you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. That wasn't so far removed from what we do. So I hope that you have a very good rest of the week, and that you think about the weekend, because it's when, in biblical terms, God created the world. And this is the world the universe, in fact, and this is the one we inhabit for the time that we're down here. But of course, when we're finished with this, we go back to spirit and we answer to everybody over there again about what we've been doing down here. So better make it good is what I always say. And just to mention that I do also write Psychic World newspaper, which is a monthly, edited and published by Candy Taylor, my old friend Ray Taylor's daughter. And this time I'm writing an article for them for October on spiritualism. Can it really comfort people? There you are, words to that effect. So I wish you again a happy New Year.
Lynn, as ever, thank you. From the worst student in the world to the best teacher in the world. Thank you. And interestingly enough, as well as getting his name wrong, people also get the colour of his skin wrong, but that's another story. But what I will point out, when the way Spirit likes to work and throw in those little nuances, Jesus would have had 3 names, because obviously we now know him as Jesus. Of course, he was really called Yeshua, but if you translate his name from his native tongue to English, his surname would have been named after what his earthly father did. So he would have also been called Joshua Carpenter. So Yeshua, Jesus, Joshua Carpenter. So that would be one person born and raised in the Jewish tradition, talking about another person born and raised in the Jewish tradition with 3 names. There had to be a reason why it came out, as always.
But I ought to tell you that my tribe is Levi, Ben Levi.
Well, yes.
Just to confuse the issue even more. You know, the Levites, the priests.
Yes. And also many people's favourite book.
And jeans.
Yes. And jeans. I'm more of a Diesel fan myself, but that's another story for another day.
Yes, I think so, Reverend Nick.
Thank you as ever, Lynn. God bless you, and we'll see you later on.
God bless you too.
Bless her cotton socks, because of course we don't wear mixed fabric. So it's a Bible night. I'm sorry. Well, friends, Alison, are you enjoying yourself so far?
I am indeed. Yes.
I get the theme of healing coming on tonight, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
I think everybody needs it. Well, friends, now is the time when we're going to ask for our reading, where we will find out just how on form Spirit are. And we've got a new voice tonight again. Well, not so much new, just different again. But we know her as Reverend Penny. She's doing the reading tonight. Hello, you two. How are you? Oh, don't get out the way, Alan. Don't get out the way. You don't get out of it that easy. Shift back in. Give us some support.
2 readings.
Oh,
one though, because we had a choice, and I said to Al, I'll choose right at the last moment. But the minute you started talking about Jesus, I think you'll see this is very appropriate. So the reading is called "I Turn to Jesus," and it's by Sharon K. Schubert. Sometimes I get discouraged and a tear comes to my eyes. Sometimes life doesn't seem fair and I can't understand why. Sometimes I want to give up when things aren't going right. Sometimes it seems like a waste of time, not really worth the fight. Those times are when I turn to Jesus. He listens to my prayers, and suddenly the way is easier. The problem's not so hard to bear. He is a comfort when the way is rough. Through his word I find relief. I'm reminded that he's ever near. On his name I have believed. He doesn't promise earthly treasures if we follow in his way. He does promise to fulfill our needs each and every day. So let me walk a little closer, Lord. I know you love me so. When problems are overwhelming, I have a friend who knows. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you. And yes, absolutely. Do you know, I love the way we do our philosophy first and then the reading afterwards, because, you know, it just so much proves that Spirit it completely in charge. I was going to say involved, but then I got corrected. In charge of what we are doing. Do you know, having Spirit here behind me, my guides, is just like sitting in circle with Lynn. I've got this voice. Don't pull that face. I was going to be polite, lady. it's like having this little voice keeping me on the steady path and correcting my grammar as well, because she does do that too. But thank you, guys. A wonderful, wonderful reading. Truly does tie in excellent. I will say that Lynn's making me hungry now, and I also fancy a banana. But you two enjoy your pumpkin pie, because I know that's what you're up to. We look forward to getting back in the hall so we can have one of your lovely pumpkin pies.
I'm taking one over to your mum this week.
Yeah, we're
sometime.
gonna. Is it next week? We're gonna take one over to Mum.
That's ever so lovely of you. I know she'll enjoy that. So
I'm sure she'll take you a piece.
yeah, do me a favour, tell her to save me a piece, please.
Yeah,
That would be very, very nice. God bless you, my lovelies, and we will see you later.
You will. Okay.
Where's the button? I lost the button. Well, we have got our healing silence, and then we will be going over to our medium for our messages of the evening, and we are actually on track, on time for a change, because usually my rant is a little bit longer. So let us all join together, friends, as we join together and send out our healing thoughts to all those that we have mentioned, all of those that we haven't, all of those that are in the absent healing books throughout this world and this land, all of those in your hearts. And as we say the healing prayer, we will have the healing video and then end with the word Amen. As we say, Great Spirit, Father, Mother, God, here we bring to you all those sick and suffering and in need of comfort, be they sick in mind, body, or spirit, that it may please thee to heal them, both those we know and those we do not know, and those who have no one to ask for them. We ask for them now. Amen. Well, friends, it is now over to the lovely Alison for our demonstration of mediumship. One of my recipients is, oh no, she's back. She was first in the list because she was the first to connect earlier. So it's time to see if it works or not. Here we go. Let's see. Deb, are you there? Oh. Aha! Deb, are you there? Oh, I think she's having a connection issue. Let me just reset that stream. Oh, hang on. Oh, she's smiling now. Deb, are you there?
Can you hear us, Deb?
I think she's frozen again. Oh, no. Are you there? I tell you what, I will give her a chance to, I will give her a shout in a second and reset the dice. So let's go to the next one in the list who turned up. Tony and Michael, are you there? Are you awake? Are you with us?
We are.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, my friends, I am going to leave it with you as we see that our proof of survival, and I'll give Deb a quick tinkle to make sure she's all right. God bless you, and I'll see you in a bit.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Oh, right, okay. So, are you both well this evening?
Very well, thank you.
Good?
We're
All right. So as I start to blend and to link in with the lovely world of spirit. I'm just being made very much aware of a lady at this point in time, and it's like she's coming forward, and it's like she's standing between, kind of in between both of you, and she's got a great big smile on her face, and she's just wanting to she's just making me feel very much that she's around you quite a lot at this point in time, because this time of year would have been important for her also. And she's making me just feel she would be quite a short lady. She's making me feel she would be very kind of quite bubbly in nature, and always have a really kind of lovely smile on her face. And are you hearing me? Are you?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Just your picture is kind of frozen a little, but if you can hear me, that's fine. So this lovely lady, great big beaming smile on her face, and particularly I feel I want to kind of relate mainly with Tony at the moment, and just like she's feeling really, really proud of you at this point in time, and she's talking about kind of things that you've overcome kind of throughout your life, but also particularly at this point in time. And she's just wanting to let you know that she's so proud of you for coming through that situation. And she's talking about how it's been making you feel, she's been aware of you feeling quite down and quite low, which I don't feel is like yourself at all normally. But she's saying it's taken a lot out of you personally. And so she's kind of coming forward now to help replenish and talking of healing this evening, to kind of heal, to help your inner healing at this point in time. And this lovely lady, she's such a gentle heart and a gentle soul, and she's really, as I'm kind of blending with her energy, I feel she would, she's just making me feel like a really soft and gentle-natured lady. And I'm feeling very much, I'm kind of moving my hands around, and it feels like she's letting me know that there would have been some discomfort within her hands. And it's like rubbing them would have given her some relief of some kind. Yeah. And she's just really wanting to say that she's bringing that kind of energy around you and giving you the relief that you need at this point in time. And she's also making me aware of my jaw. And I'm getting a slight kind of achiness within the jaw area, and it's not because I'm talking, but that's because this is like from this lovely lady as well. So I know there would have been issues within, particularly on the right hand side of her lower jaw. She's just making me aware of that sensation. She's also really oh gosh, all right, she's wanting to be, I know we're in September, but she's wanting to move to November as well. And with November, she's just wanting to, she's actually bringing a candle, she's kind of sliding a candle in front of me. And so I know that links with someone who went to spirit within that month. And it is not a birthday candle, it's like a remembrance candle, if you like. And she's just saying that people who are here, as well as people in the earth, in the spirit world rather, they will be joining together in heart and soul and mind to commemorate and to remember this lovely person. And I feel it would have been a gentleman. Yeah. I'm just being made aware it's a gentleman. And so very much almost like he would join the spirit world with the people on the earth, because he was the one to get everybody together, and kind of within the family, he would be the one that everyone would go to if they had any difficulties. And it was like his role to keep the family together. And I feel that sometimes that was quite a challenge, really, through kind of distance and things happening as we go through life. But he always made it easy for the family to stay as a solid unit, whereas it could have been quite easy for it to have become more of a disintegrated unit. And I hope that makes sense for you. It's kind of how it's just being put across to me at this moment in time. So yeah, this lovely lady, and I'm wanting to give yellow roses to you as well. And I feel yellow roses would be symbolic of this lady. And in fact, I feel they would have been included within her funeral arrangements, her floral funeral tributes. And she's giving me, or letting me know, that the yellow rose was very important to her, and it symbolizes longevity of friendships. And she's wanting to talk about, I don't know whether this is to do with the situation she was mentioning earlier, but she's wanting to talk about the need for friendships to continue and for it to be a very kind of equal relationship within those friendships, and that it's how can I put it? It's like the importance of like the emotional bond between those friendships, and rather than whether they're close or far or how often you speak, even it's about the quality of the commitment that those people have to that friendship. And she's just kind of making me feel that there's someone who is a very dear friend from kind of many years ago, has just recently kind of come back, not necessarily personally in person into your life, but kind of there's been a reconnection there. But it's like those intervening years have never taken place, because it's just as strong as it ever was. And I want to go back to childhood with this, actually. And it feels like there's been a reason that this person has kind of come back, and you're talking over old memories, and almost like virtually almost revisiting places that you would have spent time with each other in each other's company. So a real kind of sharing of memories. And and I don't even feel that you've been in like physical contact with this person. It's much more just having conversations with them, maybe on Skype or something similar to this. But I do know that there's been a reconnection of some kind, and this lovely lady is saying that that is kind of really good and helpful for you at this point in time. It's like this friend has come back at the right time for you. So I hope that kind of you understand that. But this lady as well, I feel she would be on Dad's side of the family because of where she's kind of standing with me. And excuse me, she's making me giggle a little bit. And she's all right. She's, this is probably going to sound a bit strange, but I'm feeling like I'm wearing really long rubber gloves. It's like, like the marigolds for washing up, but it's like she would wear long ones rather than like the normal length ones. I feel she would have longer ones for some reason. That's just kind of what she's making me feel like I've got on my arms at this point in time. But I'm asking her about that, and she's giving me that in a metaphorical way. And it's like, sometimes she's saying sometimes you've got to delve a little bit deeper to get to the bottom of things and to fix things. So this for you is all about making things work again. All right. And she's, bless her, she's saying that she's helping you with that, because there's a particular task that you're not wanting to do at this point in time, but it's like you need to do it, and she's just alongside you to give you that little prod, all right, to get on and do it. She said she knows it won't be particularly pleasant for you, but it's just one of those things you've got to get on and do, all right. But know that this lovely lady will be helping and giving you that support as you're doing that, whatever it is. I'm not sure what it is, but something you don't enjoy doing, but it will be done, and it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Right? I hope that's been okay for you.
Bless you. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well done, Alison. Hello, guys. Are you all right?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yes.
Fabulous. Good to see you both again. Pleasure as always. And when are you two next online?
I'm going live tomorrow.
Well, there you go then. So everyone hit up Tony and Michael Swindles for online service tomorrow.
Yes, thank you.
God bless you both, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you. God bless.
Thank
you.
Pleasure meeting you.
Bless them. Now, I have got to say, I couldn't find a banana, so I've had peanut butter instead.
Okay.
Well, now we are on to our next recipient. Now, she's back. The signal's working. And she's smiling and moving this time. So we know we're all right. So what I will say is, Hannah, Bully, Sam, get ready. Hayley, you're up after this one, so get ready too. But for now, Debs, can you hear me?
Hi, Nick. Yes.
Hello. How are you?
Darling, you're right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm going to leave you two to it while the signal lasts. See you soon.
All right. All right. So, hi, Debs. How are you?
I'm well. Hi, Alison.
Good, 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 good. Yeah, so as I'm sitting here, I'm being made aware of a gentleman, all right? And he's making me sit up properly, and he's making me feel like he would be quite a tall gentleman and quite stocky as well, quite well built. And I'm feeling like I'm wearing, I feel like I've got like a stripy either T-shirt or like a polo neck top on. But it's I feel it's like blue and yellow stripes, all right? So dressed quite casually at the moment, but I feel he was either really casual or he was really smart. There was no kind of in between with him, but he's coming forward in his casual state at the moment because that's what he wants to do. And he's wanted to bring that lightheartedness around you. And so if he turned up in his suit, you'd see that as being far more serious, but he's wanting to give you that lightness and that love and that feeling of comfort, and as Nick spoke about earlier. So I know that this man is wanting to give you comfort at this time, and he's really it's like, I want to put my arms around you and say, as this lovely gentleman would say, was, things will be okay. So he's aware of kind of different things going on for you that have been making you feel, I want to say, a little bit upset, actually. Would you understand that?
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
Okay, because he just keeps going on about the need for comfort and to let you know that he's got his arm around you and he's comforting you as he would have done when he was here. All right. And I know that you've been talking to him and sending your thoughts out as well. And he's just wanting to say that he's heard and he knows, and that's why he's come forward this evening. All right. He's would you understand why he would be? He's showing me a little fox. All right. It's a red fox.
I don't understand that.
Right. It's not like an animal fox, which sounds really dumb. It's like it's an ornament or an emblem of something.
Right.
Okay. I've never seen it before, so I can't see what it's for. I don't know whether it's some sport emblem or mascot or something like that. But it's just showing me a little red fox, okay, and it's kind of like in an oval setting, all right. So it looks like it's a sport motif of some description. All right, but back to the gentleman, and he's making me aware of my stomach area, and he's also making me feel that there would have been discomfort there for him, but also in the back area as well. Okay, and he's wanting to, what's he saying? Yeah, it's kind of saying that times have been hard, like for you recently, on a number of different levels, but he's making it easier for you. But he's also saying that he went through a tough period in his own life, and you were a comfort to him then. All right. So it's like he's kind of saying he's returning the favor, but it's not a favor because of his love for you, if that makes sense. You're looking a little bit puzzled.
Yeah, I wasn't a comfort to him in his life. But I can understand.
Right, okay. You understand?
Yeah.
You can understand him?
Being a comfort to me now, that I can understand, yeah.
Right, okay, all right. If I've misunderstood that, I apologise. That's how he was making me feel. All right. Yeah, he's giving me like a feeling of pressure within the chest area as well, and I know that there would have been he would have struggled with his breathing, and it would have been he's making me take quite deep breaths at the moment, like he's trying to catch to get enough oxygen within his body, and he's also making me feel a little bit lightheaded and woozy. So I know that the circulation was an issue for him, and
Yeah.
I did feel that there would have been. It would have affected his head in some way. All right, so whether that would have been lightheadedness or whether it was more serious than that.
Yeah.
But he's just giving me that sensation.
Absolutely.
He's also making me, he's saying that when he went, he actually went quite quickly.
Mhm.
And it was like over, like a matter of hours rather than days. And he's talking about being moved slightly before he went to spirit.
Right.
That may have been a day or so before, but I feel there was a change of where he was. So either he moved rooms, or he moved from one place into another place. But I know that there was quite a poignant move, and it was almost like a difficult move to make because it brought home the seriousness of it and the
Right.
gravity of it. Yeah, and I don't feel that he would have been as aware of that as other people were. Okay, but he's obviously had all the healing, or having all the healing that he needs now, and he's saying that he's got his voice back, and his strength, and his positivity as well.
Mhm.
And I feel kind of he wasn't really able to express his personality very well in the last few years of his life.
Yeah.
Because of his limitations, but he's saying he's back with a vengeance now, and yeah, he's just oh god, he's showing me lots of books. All right, and he's but I feel those are for you. He's wanting to give you lots of books, and so I know that's very relevant for you at the moment. And it's like you've got to plow through all this literature, but he's saying you'll do it. All right, don't be put off by it. Just think about what you'll get through doing that. All right. So I know he's encouraging you as well. He's mentioning university, like someone around you has recently started university. I feel this would be a young man.
I'm really sorry, I can't really take that, Alison.
Okay, all right. All I can is just showing me a big building, and I'm kind of sensing it as being a university, and I feel that it links with a young, well, yeah, teenager basically, who's
Right.
okay. So if it's not someone that you're immediately aware of,
Mhm.
it may be someone kind of a bit wider than immediate, right, if that makes sense. So it may come up in conversation, but this gentleman's just referring that, and he's given me Reading University as well. So,
right.
I don't know what they're studying, but I was just given Reading. He's also wanting to. All right. There's just been given the name James as well. All right. And when I'm given a name from spirit, it's not usually their name, not usually the communicating spirit's name, but it would be a name of someone that connects with them also. All right. And he's also talking about spirit ascending healing for a lady on the earth plane at the moment.
Okay.
And I feel this lady has got straight, very dark hair.
Right. Okay.
Okay. It's not long, but how it's kind of making me aware that her hair is very different to how it normally is.
Right. Okay.
So whether it's just that she's not had it done how she normally does or not, I don't know. But he's just saying that because of how she is, she's very conscious that her hair is not how she normally has it. I can only say what what I'm being given, but but mainly he's coming around yourself at this moment to give you that support and that encouragement. and and keep plowing through the reading you've got to be doing. Okay, I hope that's been all right for you.
Brilliant. Thank you, Alison.
All right, thank you.
Well done, Alison. Hello, Debs. How have you been, my love?
Yeah, I'm all right, Nick. Yeah.
What have you been up to, may we ask?
Busy, same old. Yeah.
Well, am I allowed to talk about it now? What we said we weren't going to talk about?
Yeah, of course, why not?
Because we kept it secret. Debs is actually a medium that served Littleport. The reason I want to mention it is because we've still got your jacket.
No,
It's still there waiting for you. So you got to come back and get it. I mean, we've been locked down out of the village hall for 6 months now, so you know it's understandable. You were due back before the lockdown kicked in and everything, but it's still perfectly safe and hanging up, waiting for you when you're ready to come and get it.
Right. Okay.
In actual fact, when I got Dad, bless him, to get the sign for me today, and he said that jacket's still hanging up, you know. I said, yeah, well, we're not open, so she won't be back yet, but we look forward to seeing you again so we can give you back your jacket.
Lovely. Thanks, Nick. Thank you, Alex.
Lovely to see you again, darling.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
And well done for sorting the tech out. Bless you. Well done, my dear. Well, it is that time of the evening, Alison. Do you remember what happens next?
Bully?
I think it might be. And I'd just like to, I've just got popped this message up briefly from Ashley Oliver. She runs a wonderful philosophy service on Sunday evenings. I was honoured to be serving one of them. I'm going to see you on Sunday, Ashley, because I'm back there on Sunday. So I thought I'd just do a little bit of shameless promotion there. Wonderful group, and it's where I actually nicked the idea of the video for healing from. So if you want to see the original, then tune in on Sunday.
Can you send me the link to that?
I certainly will. I will share a link for everyone who's interested as soon as she set it up and we've done our trailer for it. So now is the time. I know Henry's been helping her practice. What time is it, Hannah? There he is.
Super prize!
Bully's special prize, our final reading of the evening. Are you all right, my love?
Good.
Brilliant. Have you been having such a lovely night?
Yes.
Good. And is Henry having a lovely night?
Yes. Yes, he's here.
I have seen him post. Oh, hello, Henry. Fly in and fly out. Brilliant. Bless you. We'll stay for the end and we'll see you later, darlings. Love you. Bless them. Well, it is our final reading of the evening, and it is the lovely Hayley. Are you there, Hayley?
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
How you doing, doll?
Not bad. Been better.
Bless you. Yes, I can well imagine. Well, I'm going to leave you two to it and see what spirit can drum up for you. See you soon.
All right. Hello, Hayley.
Hello.
Hello. I'm just being made aware of a lady. All right. And as she's kind of coming, blending with her energy, she's just sending you so much love at this time. And in fact, the love is kind of overwhelming, and I can just kind of feel my heart just filling up, and it's like just coming over for you. All right.
Yeah.
And oh, bless her. She's just she's wanting. Bless. This probably sounds a bit silly, but she would be a lady who would have hankies. She would use hankies rather than tissues, because she's just giving me a hanky, and she's saying she could give you one, she'd give you one. All right. Oh, bless her. But yeah, so she's obviously aware that things are a little bit emotional, for you at this point in time, and she's wanting to let you know that she's with you, and and her love is with you, and yeah, she's just she's just with you, and I feel that you were very close to each other when she was here, yeah, and it would be really oh, do you understand having afternoon tea with her? Because she just put a lovely afternoon tea in front of me. All right. And it's got all the lovely china and all the really pretty cakes and everything like that. So she just wanted to bring forward that memory for you. And she's also wanting to all right. She's talking about you doing some writing. You've needed to do some writing recently. I think
Yes.
it's a letter or some kind of correspondence. And she's saying that it's been, excuse me, that was quite difficult for you to do because of how you were feeling at the time. But she's saying you were really eloquent with what you put, and the results that you're getting back from that as a result of that letter will be really good.
Right.
Yeah, I don't. It may have been in the form of an email, but it's like there was something that needed sorted out, but you put words to it to get your point across.
Yeah.
All right, but she's saying what you'll get back from how you put it across is really good. Okay. I am actually being made aware of my heart at the moment, and I'm having like palpitations going on with it.
Yeah.
And also I'm feeling like a kind of pain going kind of down through the center of my chest a little bit as well. And I feel that was with this lady. Okay. And I do feel she experienced that for quite some time, and there would have been medication that she would have taken for it, because she's showing me like little boxes of tablets that she had. All right. She's like giving me one, and then she's taking it away and putting something back. So I know her medication would have been changed, and that caused her some confusion at the moment. Not well. Yeah, I say at the moment because I feel that she would have had some confusion as well, and she's making it a little bit difficult for me to form my words at the moment. So would you understand that with this lady? She would get a little bit confused towards the end.
Yeah.
Of what was going on. But obviously she's having all the healing and everything, and she's wanted to say that she's feeling much lighter, and so I feel it kind of dragged her down a little bit towards the end with what she wasn't able to do, because I feel generally she was a very active lady, and she would always love to be in the hubbub of everything that was going on. And she was saying she couldn't get out, but the people came to see her, and she's saying that was really, really important for her. But she's saying it wasn't just a few, there was lots of people that would come and see her. Like there would be friends, there would be people from community groups that she was involved with, as well as family. So it wasn't just like family visits, it was her social network kept supporting her throughout that difficult time for her. She's mentioning kind of at her funeral that there was a particular kind of music playing, and she's showing me as though there was someone actually there who was playing a musical instrument.
I can't think.
Okay, all right. What she's how she's putting it across to me. I'm wanting to do that, so I feel it was either a flute or something like that. So it may have been a piece of music that just had that in it, but I feel that was quite it was like a standalone piece of music. If it wasn't someone actually playing it there, it was a standalone piece of music, just that particular instrument.
Yeah.
She's also wanting to. All right. Would you understand a younger lady or a young girl around you?
Not at the minute, no.
Okay, all right. Because she's just mentioning a young girl, and so about 5 or 6, but it's like so whether she's showing memories of you when you were little, because it's in like a parkland, and yeah, just like having fun together basically, and on a vast expanse of grass. Okay. Just so much love is coming for you, and she's on about things kind of changing for you, all right, and it being a bit of a confusing time, but things are going to start sorting themselves out, all right.
So, yeah.
And she's got all her love is with you, and she's saying just just do what you do best, all right. And you would understand what she means by that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Alison.
I hope that's been okay for you, Hayley.
Yeah, thank you.
And love and healing for you too from me.
Thank you.
And spirit, of course.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you. Can't hear you, Nick.
I'll unmute myself. That might help.
It would.
Yeah.
Hey, Han. So, I think the point that I would make is that we can all see obviously that you are in hospital at the moment.
Yep.
And so oh, she's just dropped. Oh no, you're back. I think the point I would make is that it's very, very difficult not being able, and I think that's probably what the lady was referencing about not being able to have visitors.
Yeah.
Well, let me just tell you that looking at the statistics, you've just had several hundred people in that room with you, giving you their love and support. So, you know, when it comes to the normal queuing system in a hospital, you can't beat that. So everyone is sending out their love and thoughts on the comments. And I know everyone watching who isn't able to comment will send their love and healing. And so you've just had a couple of hundred visitors, and probably by the end of the week, it will be well over 1,000. So you've got a lot of visitors and a lot of love with you, my love. And we will keep on thinking of you and keeping you in our prayers. And I want you back in my garage buying my crisps or something. So we will see you soon. And if you need anything, give us a shout, darling.
Thank you.
God bless, hon. See you later.
Thank you.
Wow, Alison, thank you for a wonderful, wonderful evening. The hearts are pouring out their love to you for wonderful demonstrations of mediumship and absolutely astounding evidence. And we've definitely had proof of life eternal tonight. So thank you, my love, for an excellent demo.
Thank you.
And I know that she is patiently sitting there waiting to have a word or two more. My friend, my boss, the best teacher in the world, and that comes from the worst student. I'm never going to let you live that one down, though. Here she is. It's Lynn.
Hello again. Well done. That was jolly good. Plenty of evidence there that our loved ones survived the physical transition we call death, and it's lovely to see, you know, people getting that communication that is so essential to our way of life. You know, it's what everything rests on. You know, people used to say, oh, well, you know, people only go for the messages. Well, why not? You know, I never understood why spiritualists particularly denigrate it if people go for a message. You know, oh, they only come for the messages, you know. Well, that and the stale biscuits usually, I always say, you know, not that we have biscuits in Littleport. Perish the thought. But I have known churches with stale biscuits. And it was jolly nice. And it's been marvellous, you know, in this time of trial and tribulation for everybody, you know, to be able to attend a service without even getting dressed if they don't want to. Do you realise it? We could even have naturists watching us. We could have naturists watching us. And the thing that we should be grateful for small mercies. It's not a two-way trip. We can't actually see who we're speaking with and who's watching us, because one can only wonder at some of it. And of course, what with people's naughty dogs as well, and all the other things that go on in people's homes that shall remain unmentionable. But yes, it was wonderful, Alison, and lovely hair, I must say.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Don't let it worry you. You've got a long way to go before it becomes like this. But I had also black frizzy hair like yours, and I always wished it would go straight, and I wished I had very, very white hair. Well, God answered my prayer.
Well, you know what? Spirit kind of answered mine as well. I always wanted curly hair, and I got it as a result of some treatment I had to have. So there you go.
Oh, but no, that was really nice and uplifting. And I'll just say again, because everybody that's watching that is a medium, I would really ask them to make sure that they teach what they know to other people. Help other people to develop. Don't make it a sort of secret club. This is not a secret society. Of mediums. Although sometimes you would think it was, wouldn't you, when you speak to some. And of course, their way is always the best way, and there's no other way. But we know that we're all individuals, we all have gifts, and we should all express it as we wish, as we see fit. And the main thing is that we are all spirit, so it really doesn't matter what we wear, what we look like, the colour of our flaming skin or whatever. We're spirit within, and our spirits can teach other people in spirit to find spirit and identify spirit, and actually help ourselves, walk this earth more easily and more comfortably with spirit and in spirit. So, I so congratulate you, Alison, on what you've done tonight, because we love our mediums. We do love our mediums, and I think you were very, very good and gave so much comfort to the people that you gave those messages to, and well done for it too. So there you are. I won't say any more. I'm having a problem here because I had this sort of rather nice arrangement of flowers I thought would be nice for people to look at. These are flowers that were left for me outside on my porch, and I still don't know who gave them to me, but they're lovely. I do sometimes. And yes, I was just off to visit my son who was in hospital, and people knew that. And as I stepped outside, there was a bunch of flowers, beautiful. So it really is, it touches the heart, doesn't it? And that is something. So I'm sure that you've touched a lot of people's hearts tonight, Alison. So thank you for that. And thank you, Rev Nick, for inviting her. Well, of course, actually, it's Wendy, isn't it?
Yes, it is Wendy's. To be fair, I can't claim responsibility for the medium. That's Wendy.
So we thank Wendy, actually. We thank the Reverend Wendy Perry for doing that for us. And you better get rid of me now, Reverend Nick.
Well, before I do, we've got, I don't know whether you saw, but Chris Michael has made a suggestion for when we decide to drop the new Christian Spiritualist Society.
Oh, right. What, we're going to be old?
No, it still keeps the N.
Naturist. Oh, naturist. Well, why not? A good friend of mine was a naturist, actually. So I'm not really knocking that. But I think to be a naturist in Great Britain, I think you have to be a very hardy soul.
Yes.
Apart from the 2 days every year we get as summer.
Yes, absolutely.
Well,
although I will admit, I am aware that when the Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, was alive, she had a house up near Hunstanton, and it was actually looking out onto a naturist beach.
How wonderful. I remember the first time I encountered one of those was in Brighton, but we'll draw a veil over that.
Absolutely, although there were no veils available at the time.
And the Queen Mother, of course, was wonderful. And talking about naturist beaches, and some of them were gay. and she was waiting for a tea one time, it was said, and she got onto the kitchen because she used to employ lots and lots of gay men, you know, in her service. They loved working for her and she loved them working for her. And she rang down and she said, would any of the queens down there mind bringing this old queen up her tea? They weren't supposed to repeat that, but of course they did, you know, gay men being what they are.
Well, yes. Say no more. God bless you, Lynn. Thank you very much, and we'll see you all in a minute for a closing prayer. Thank you, Lynn. God bless you.
Thank you.
Because it is that time of the evening where this old queen is getting ready to have his tea because he hasn't eaten yet. So, friends, once again, a big thank you to everyone who's come on tonight and supported us, to Hayley, to Debs, to Tony and Michael for coming on for their messages, to Penny for a wonderful, wonderful reading, of course to Reverend Lynn for her wise words, and of absolutely never, ever, ever forgetting Samantha, Hannah, Bully, and of course this week Henry. But to all of you at home, thank you so very, very much. Let us all come back onto the screen for our closing prayer. Oh, hang on, wrong one. Well, friends, let's join together as we say, Great Spirit, Father, Mother, God, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as friends and unite under your banner of love, of hope and friendship. At this time, Great Spirit, I always ask that you give us the strength to climb the mountain, for we know that you do not need to move it. But sometimes, Great Spirit, we ask that you can sometimes shift it to the side a little bit, for we know that this is in your power. So as we go out into the world and we face our tribulations, let us take with us the love and support of friendship that we have seen from the world of spirit tonight, and ask that all those in need are provided for in some way. Until we meet again, may the peace of the Great Spirit go with us all. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Well, friends, it is that time of the evening where we are going to say goodnight. One last time, a really big thank you to Alison Aaron-Stead. Bless you. Alison, thank you so much for a wonderful evening. Everybody, you've been lovely. I love you all. Now it's time to open the kitchen, for it's time for a cup of tea and coffee and some biscuits, and not stale ones. But until next week, when we are back with another divine service, thank you all. God bless you all. May the peace of the Great Spirit go with you all. I love you all dearly, and good night.